The Marriage of Mademoiselle Beulemans, directed by André Cerf, adapts a beloved 1910 play, a true classic of Belgian theater. The story follows a family of Brussels brewers. Suzanne Beulemans, promised to her father's business partner, is secretly in love with Albert, a young employee from the city. Misunderstandings, rivalries, and humor in the local Brussels dialect drive this charming comedy. A snapshot of post-war cinema still steeped in theatrical tradition, the film warmly captures a society caught between tradition and modernity. More than a masterpiece, it is a living piece of cultural heritage, nostalgic, lighthearted, and a tender reminder of a familiar world for audiences of 1950. We'll go to Paris. Nous irons à Paris, directed by Jean Boyer, is a lively French musical comedy that brought audiences a burst of joy in the austere post-war years. The story follows two young women and two friends on a whimsical journey to Paris, chasing dreams of love, freedom, and a brighter future. Along the way, they stumble into romantic entanglements and humorous mishaps, all set to catchy songs and light-hearted dance numbers. Jean Boyer, a master of popular entertainment, crafts a film that is pure escapism. Released at a time when France was still recovering from the war, it became a massive box office success with over 6.6 million admissions, proving how deeply audiences craved laughter and music. Its colorful depiction of Paris, a city of possibilities and romantic ideals, captured the imagination of an entire generation. While it may not have the depth of an art house classic, We'll Go to Paris remains a fascinating cultural artifact, a reminder of how cinema once served as a collective sigh of relief, lifting spirits with melody and charm at a pivotal moment in French history. The 84 Takes a Holiday, directed by Leo Joannin, is a light-hearted French comedy that captures the simple pleasures of post-war leisure. The 84 isn't a person, but a bus line packed with everyday characters heading off for a long-awaited holiday. On board, romances bloom, petty quarrels erupt, and secrets come to light, all with a gentle humor that celebrates ordinary lives. With over 2 million admissions, it was a popular hit, offering audiences a moment of escape and laughter at a time when France was rebuilding. It's not high art, but it reflects the warmth and optimism of an era when even a crowded bus could feel like an adventure. Stromboli, directed by Roberto Rossellini, is a landmark of Italian neorealism and one of the most talked about films of 1950, both for its artistic power and its off-screen scandal. The story follows Corinne, a Lithuanian refugee played by Ingrid Bergman, who marries an Italian fisherman to escape a displaced persons camp. She moves with him to the isolated volcanic island of Stromboli, where the harsh landscape mirrors her growing despair. Surrounded by suspicion and poverty, Karen struggles against nature, the local community, and her own inner turmoil in a desperate search for freedom and redemption. The film is raw and unflinching. Rossellini shot on location with non-professional actors, blending documentary realism with profound spiritual themes. The volcanic eruptions are not just spectacular visuals, but metaphors for Karen's inner conflicts, turning the island itself into a character. Stromboli caused a sensation beyond the screen. Ingrid Bergman, then America's beloved Hollywood star, began a relationship with Rossellini during production, leading to a very public scandal in the United States. This affair sparked heated debates about morality and art, even reaching the U.S. Senate floor. Despite, or perhaps because of, the controversy, the film became a milestone, bridging Hollywood glamour and European realism. Today, Stromboli endures as a haunting exploration of isolation and faith. It marks a turning point in Bergman's career and stands as one of Rossellini's most powerful works, a masterpiece born out of both love and upheaval. Volcano, directed by William Dieterle, was released almost simultaneously with Rossellini's Stromboli, but it tells a very different story and carries an equally dramatic off-screen rivalry. Starring Anna Magnani, Italy's great actress of raw emotion, the film follows Maddalena, a woman forced to return to her native volcanic island after prison. Branded as a sinner and rejected by her community, she struggles to protect her younger sister while fighting against prejudice, poverty, and a hostile environment. The parallels with Stromboli are striking. Both films depict a woman battling isolation on a volcanic island, shot amid the real landscapes of southern Italy. But while Rossellini's film explores spiritual redemption, Volcano burns with Magnani's visceral power and focuses on honor, survival, and female strength. The rivalry wasn't just artistic. Magnani and Rossellini had been romantically involved before he famously left her for Ingrid Bergman. Their breakup fueled the making of these two films. While Rossellini shot Stromboli with Bergman on one island, Magnani, furious and defiant, filmed Volcano on a neighboring island, almost like a cinematic duel across the water. Though Volcano didn't achieve the same international fame as Stromboli, it remains a fascinating piece of Italian cinema, both for its gritty story and for the legendary off-screen drama that shaped it. It's a film where real life and fiction collide, the lava on screen echoing the fire between its creators. Héros sans uniforme, Héros sin uniforme, directed by Ramon Tirado, reflects the deeply controlled world of Spanish cinema under Franco. The film follows members of the Guardia Civil, Spain's paramilitary police force, portraying them as noble, selfless defenders of order. Through a series of patriotic episodes, these heroes without uniforms face smugglers, criminals, and personal sacrifice, always placing duty above their own lives. This is cinema as propaganda, typical of Francois Spain. In the late 1940s and early 1950s, films like this were crafted to glorify the regime and promote traditional values, loyalty, discipline, Catholic morality. While artistically modest, it offers a window into the ideology of the time and how cinema was used to shape public perception. For audiences in 1950, Héros sans uniforme was more than entertainment. It was part of the national narrative, reinforcing the image of a strong, orderly Spain emerging from the chaos of civil war. Today, it stands as a historical artifact, revealing the intersection of politics and film during one of Europe's most authoritarian regimes. Mi Adorado, one directed by Jerónimo Mijura, is a gentle Spanish romantic comedy that offers a lighter, more human side of Spanish cinema under Franco's strict censorship. The story centers on Juan, a charming but unconventional young man whose whimsical ideas clash with the expectations of his family and community. Through a mix of misunderstandings and tender moments, the film explores themes of love, individuality, and the quiet rebellion of everyday life. Jerónimo Mijura, brother of celebrated playwright Miguel Mijura, brings a touch of wit and theatrical elegance to the film. Unlike the overtly propagandistic works of the era, Mi Adorado Juan focuses on personal relationships and social satire, sneaking subtle humor past the regime's censors. Though modest in scale, the film resonated with audiences in 1950 by offering warmth and laughter in a restrictive cultural climate. It stands as a reminder that even under heavy control, Spanish filmmakers found ways to tell stories that celebrated human emotion and the small freedoms of the heart. Sri Jagannath, directed by Kali Prasad Ghosh, is a devotional Indian film centered on the god Jagannath, one of Hinduism's most venerated deities and the spiritual heart of the famous temple city of Puri. Blending legend, ritual, and moral parables, the film brings to life sacred stories of the deity's miracles and the deep bond between the divine and the faithful. Released only weeks after India officially became a republic on January 26, 1950, the film carried profound cultural significance. In a newly independent nation seeking unity and identity, works like Sri Jagannath reaffirmed traditional values and celebrated the continuity of ancient faith amid modern change. It was more than entertainment. It was cinema as pilgrimage, allowing audiences across India to experience the sanctity of Jagannath's temple and mythology on screen. For contemporary viewers, the film is a vivid snapshot of early Indian cinema's spiritual dimension, illustrating how mythological storytelling helped knit together a diverse, young nation through shared devotion and cultural pride.